Amir Amjad. I have more than 9 years of experience in real-time embedded system C++. Currently working with Quest Global, okay, for the client is GE. And previously I worked with Hexaware Technologies, Pro Technologies, and Cisco Technologies. And the reason why I am doing this course is I want to move, since I am working for service-based companies. For every decision period, so there is always a problem when the project got closed. Then we have to search for
decision proof.
I want to be decision proof. And my so many relatives are there in Dubai and Saudi Arabia. So they are looking for some person who can start up the business in the hometown, and they are ready to invest. And who else? I'm the best person.
That's good. See, definitely this is what is aspiration everyone would have. Definitely, no one would be happy at any one particular level. Everyone wants to grow, and more the level you grow, obviously you have to meet a lot of people. Client interaction or vendor interaction would be at most of importance, and you cannot always believe on your team members. You have to quickly verify the data or whatever they have given, and then you can go at, because at the end of the day the decision maker will be blamed for whatever mistakes the team members have been done. At the same time, if the team members are good, obviously you will get the benefit of that. So it's your responsibility to get yourself trained as well as bring the team to your level, right? So to enjoy the benefits. And I was hearing some of you are from Cisco, IBM and all. Name a company today, name a team within the company. The top level management is very clear that build up some analytical capabilities within your team. Don't always keep depend on some other teams and don't disturb their workload, because the budgets which they allocate, it should not pressurize any particular team. And most of the time they will be deciding how many team members should be there in a team, and if the other team keeps approaching one team for their analytical requirement or data requirement, it will be a huge pressure, and they will not be able to give a quality delivery, right? So name a company like HP or Dell or any companies, IBM, Cisco, they have a separate unit called as analytics units, but still, okay, every department nowadays are creating analytical capabilities, and every manager nowadays is trend that our team is also analytically equipped team. As a manager, I am also an analytically equipped person, so I can know what is happening in the company, what is not happening in the company, right? So when you do an R&D, how many issues generally pop up in last one quarter or quarter on quarter basis? Is the issues changing? The new technology is coming up. So should we have to equip with the new technology, and how many, once the technology comes up, let it be a smartphone, right? How many issues are coming up in a per quarter for a touch screen basis? How many issues are reboot issues? How many issues are Wi-Fi not connecting, right? How many issues the USB not connecting, right? Especially in the laptop industry, how many times the no boot issues are happening? How many times the hard drive issues are happening? Because today the warranty industry is also a very big industry. Each time a product goes wrong, some of you are from product departments, right? If your product doesn't do well, what happens? Warranty cost goes up, because every time a customer calls and they will ask for a free replacement within the warranty period, and it is unnecessary cost. And if you can analyze what are the major issues which are piling up, you can lead to your product team and ask them to work particularly on that area and to fix those problems. So these are a couple of industry related problems which every person should be aware of in a team if they have to move on to the next level. As a product manager, as a project manager, you should be first of all aware of the issues and its volume. Every issue cannot be given equal importance. First of all, you have to be very clear in what are the major issues, depending upon the volume it comes up, the problems which comes up, right? So based on that you will decide, right, how many team members should be allocated for this problem, right? Because resource management is a very important thing for a people manager, right? Apart from having a technical knowledge, because only once you have a technical knowledge, then you can understand how many employees should be allocated for how many tasks. Otherwise, the team members they will easily take care of manipulation in the workload, right? They will clearly say this is taking 8 hours. but that would be taking hardly 1.5 hours or 2 hours, right? So it all happens in the companies. So you should be aware of the main issues and what. This requires, both technical knowledge as well as your analytical capabilities. IBM has come up with its own analytical tool today, and they are inviting free of cost to everyone to market now, right? Just go to IBM website and there is an analytic tab, and you can register for them. They will be keep calling for free sessions to explore within their tools what all things you can do, right? And last 3 years back we never heard of tools which are so capable today. Every team nowadays are using Tableau. Every teams are nowadays using SAP modules, Eclipse. Apart from the analytical tools like SAS, R, and other things. I'm just speaking about reporting tools. Because top management doesn't have time, and top management wants to look at trendy charts and graphs on the screens. PPT presentation is very, very important, right? You might be very good at work, but if you cannot communicate your work to the top level management, they are not happy, right? I have seen the coloring matters in the PPT. The graphs, colors matters, font size matters, because top level management wants to concentrate on that. And the types of graphs you use, the types of charts you use to present the data, right? See, the same 5 numbers, okay? There are top 5 issues like Wi-Fi issues, right? Then no boot issues, then hard drive issues, right? Or software issues in a product, right? And in last 1 quarter, 20% of data has come from Wi-Fi, 25% has come from no boot issues, 50% has come from hardware, and 5% has come from software. Now you have to give a breakup of this Wi-Fi, no boot, hard drive, software issues. Now what type of graph you present, right? There is a very simple way. People give trend one bar graph. This is very common. Or you might give a pie chart, right? You will give a breakup, and this is one thing, right? But now the things have changed. The reporting tools have come up with a very powerful way of presentations, and just click on the graph, then it will give a further breakup, right? These are the things which you should be equipping yourself in order to cater top level management. Very simple. Top level management doesn't have much time now. As soon as they look at the graph or a chart, that it should be enough to read out everything. They should not again look at the data, understand. Then if there is a data, then why should we present it in a chart format? If chart cannot explain everything, what is the use of preparing a chart, right? A chart should be able to completely give the information about the work you have done. So you might have taken 2 weeks to build this data, right? But just 1 day to prepare a chart. But the chart will explain you last 2 weeks work what you have done, right? Or one slider, right? One PPT should be able to explain you what you have done in 2 weeks, right? In the year-end appraisal, you may have to send what you have done to your manager. Just prepare one slider with all the work pointers and a small graph what you have done. That will be more professional, and they will think, okay, really you have done something else, right? Instead of just putting, okay, this is what was told to me, I have done this. That means, okay, average performance, right? So, but the presentation is what we are looking at. You will get the confidence on presentation only when you are good at numbers. When you feel that I can play around the numbers, no one can cheat me. I myself am a first hand, in taking the data and analyzing myself for my team and giving a valuable input to my manager that, see, here is a saving. Here is a cost reduction possible. Or here is a new revenue possible. What at most company is interested is only 2 things. Are you able to give some revenues? Are you able to reduce cost? These are the only 2 ways companies can make profits. They are happy with both these 2 things. Revenue, increase in revenue, there will be a separate team, sales team will be there. They will take utmost care reaching out to the people, Okay, all those things, and R&D department to some extent also will help because they will come up with a new technology or a new product, and that will increase the revenue. But generally at an employee level, okay, they will not be like too much having access to increasing the revenue for the company. But instead every team, if they try, they can definitely reduce the cost. What the general people managers I have seen throughout my life is removing 2 employees is reduction of cost. Right? Earlier I was handling with 120 man hours. Now I am able to manage with 80 man hours. Oh, great job. But that guy is gone. Right? He lost a job. That is what, because in order to meet their appraisal, they will generally take out some of the employees in the team. That is how a general cost reduction will happen. But why don't you take more opportunities? I am having 12 members team. Let me not sack even a single member. Instead, give me some additional job. I am able to handle that. As of now, I am handling 2 teams. I will handle one more team with the same 12 members team. That is how I can reduce the cost and work more smart way rather than hard work. Right? So this is what. Then you will get the visibility in a company, and this can take you to any level. Once you create a visibility, you can take it to the next level. And in order to meet different level managers, you need not be only good at your technical knowledge. You should be able to speak about the numbers. There, what is happening in the company, how much revenue each of these your teams are generating, what other teams are generating, how much is the cost reduction. The people who speak, they can sell themselves. That is what is happening today. Right? That is the main complaint also in the industry. Right? People do not know anything, but they speak and they sell themselves. Right? But at the same time, if they have knowledge and they can communicate and nothing like that. Okay. So the strong recommendation from my side is, you can earn technical knowledge because you are already working on the field. So it comes out of your experience. Now what extra efforts you have to put outside your working hours is building up your analytical knowledge. And this will help you throughout your life. Even if you are sitting at the top level management, in order to take the decision, right, you have to be very clear. Okay, hard drive is 50%. There are 2 ways to look at it. One is, okay, there is something wrong in the hard drive, that is why more issues are coming up. Okay, are we manufacturing it, or as of now have we outsourced this unit? Are we buying it from someone else? Now there is a decision making you have to take. Right? As of now, if you are manufacturing, let us do outsourcing. Why to unnecessarily 50% of our time? Right? This is how management they do. Or if there are 20 and 25%, see to that it doesn't grow up further in next 1 quarter. And some of the times it will be ups and downs. Right? Some quarters hard drive will be 50%, sometimes notebook will be 50%. Right? So how to handle these cyclical issues? There will be a trend, there will be a cyclicality in the issues. How do you understand without knowing the knowledge of data? Right? So first of all, you need to start playing around using the data. Then slowly use the data in your company's related stuff. Time to time, whenever you communicate to your manager, try to use this data-based communication. Instead of roughly speaking, I am feeling this might not happen, means who will believe you? I am not feeling this might happen. I feel this might happen. This might not happen. All these things will get value only if you associate something with the numbers. Take the real data. Right? Build a database of your own team for a very small thing. That is how you can show what you have done in last 1 year, what is the achievement you have done, and what is something unique compared to other employees. Okay? So how often you guys deal with data in your team?